I said I was going to do a Remington 870 disassembly, not just the barrel and the magazine tube and the clamp, all the way through the receiver. I haven't done this yet on this gun, the Mossberg. I've done it on, and what's cool about the Remington is it's a little bit easier because the stopping bars, which I'm probably going to call things the wrong things because I'm not refined on shotguns, but I know how they work. I know how to take them apart. But the stopping rods that holds the rounds in the magazine tube, they stay in place. The Mossberg 500, them little bars fall out. It's not a big deal. It's just more shit you got to do. So let's get this started. Let me take a big deep breath because I'm sweating, and hope this helps you out. Remington 870 field strip. All right. Remington 870 disassembly. I said field strip. It's really not a field strip. It's a disassembly. Alright, first thing you're going to need. This is going to be rough because I haven't done this. You're going to need an Allen key. Well, for mine. Remember, with this gun, what I did with this, if you're just tuning in and you're new to the channel, I cut, how many inches I cut off of that? This was like a duck hunting gun. Real plain, and we made it a self-defense weapon. I cut 9 inches off the barrel, okay? Just wanted to show you that. And what we did was, let's make sure that we're clear, all clear. Cut 9 inches off the barrel, sanded it, blued it, put a new bead sight on it. Came out pretty good. Put an extension tube on here. So there was no extension tube. It was just a cap, and this barrel was like this long. And that's what we did to it. It made it shorter, 18.5 inches, nice home defense shotgun. Extension tube, got a couple extra rounds in there, and it's pretty cool now. So, and I want to thank Jim for this beautiful rifle. This was given to me for free. Some guy gave this to me. Real nice guy. All right, now. You can either take the trigger out first, or you can take the trigger. It doesn't really matter. What I do is, you have a punch set. Now when the gun's new, or if the gun's never been taken apart, everything's going to be real tight. And even though you have these punches, they're really not long enough, and sometimes you can't get it all the way through. Let me get some elevation here. Let me get a roll of tape. I see some of you guys do disassembly videos, but you guys are good. I don't know how you do it. They don't brace the gun or nothing. They just hold it. And pretty amazing. Well, not that amazing. Brass punch, so I don't hurt more up my pins. Really doesn't matter what kind of hammer you use when you're using a punch. I use a regular ball peen hammer. And I'm going to start by making sure the trigger's on safety. Because when you take the trigger guard out and you hit the trigger, you don't want that hammer to fling forward. Okay, you want this to be safe. So I don't think that's safety. Nope, it's on fire, so let's put that on safety. Way to scratch your gun, dipshit. Okay, now it's on safety. Alright, you got a big pin, you got a little pin. This will fit both. And just tap this out. Okay. Just flip it over and take the pins out. See how they won't come out? Because this gun hasn't been taken apart. I think I did it one time, because I was just curious. I'll try to, okay, that one's out. Now if your punch ain't long enough, remember the pins ain't in there tight, you can use, like I just use this long Phillips screwdriver, because there's no resistance, so you're not going to hurt them. But that's as far as my punch will go in there. Let me see if it'll come out for me. Now this is kind of like on a spring. See how it's springing up and down? So you want to push this down and keep it lined up and then pull these out. Yeah, see, it's coming out easier now. Alright, so there's your trigger. Let me put this forward and take this trigger out of here. And it just comes right out. Now these can be real tricky, getting them out and getting them in. Now when you're taking this out for the first time, or putting it in rather for the first time, it can be a pain in the ass. You're like, what the frig's going on? You just want to start throwing hammers and shit. Take a deep breath. Go eat a hard-boiled egg. take a piss, then come back, okay? And try it again. Just you gotta maneuver, and get the maneuvering done. You know what I'm saying? Once you get the maneuvering down, every gun has its own personality. This one's very fussy when you put the trigger group back in. Now Mossberg would just flip right in. This one's, I don't know why, it's just so fussy getting it in there. Okay? Okay, so that's out. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is take the magazine clamp off. Now your Remington 870 might not have a magazine clamp. If you have a tactical, you probably have one. But I special ordered this magazine clamp because I just like the way it looks. It's extra sweet. So with this kind of magazine clamp, you break it loose, and then you flip it around. It's 2 screws, one on each side. Okay, and you feel the whole thing just go boink, it releases. Okay, and make sure you get it real loose, because this will rub the bluing right off the barrel. That's pretty good. Take that bad boy off. I don't even know if you're going to have one of those. Now the next thing I want to do is take off the magazine tube, the extended magazine tube, which is here. And what's funny, I meant to tell you guys this. This is a Mossberg magazine, extended Mossberg magazine tube. It fit perfect on my Remington. Not sure if some of you guys know that, but it worked perfectly on mine. Because I bought an aftermarket one, a cheap piece of shit one, because I didn't know any better. And the threads inside the cheap one, the space in between the threads were big, were too big for these threads. So when it screwed on, when I went tight, it would get loose again. No good. So I said, you know what? I have another Mossberg extended magazine tube. I want to see if that fits, and it fits better than the one that I specifically bought for a Remington. I don't know why it fits, but it fits. Okay. Now remember, when you take this off, it's under a lot of spring pressure. You got a spring in there about this long, and it's going to shoot out. So just be careful. As long as you're ready for it, it's not a big deal. Watch your eyeballs. Okay. Okay. Just keep pressure on it as you're unscrewing it. Okay, here we go. Alright. Here's my extended magazine tube. Here's my brand new magazine spring. I had to order from Brownells because I made the magazine tube longer, so you got to buy a new spring. Now there's also a follower in here. Before we take that out, we're going to pull this foregrip halfway and then take the barrel off. Pretty simple. Now I'll take out the follower for the magazine. It should fall right out. Should fall right out. Should fall right out. Lying bastard. Okay, it's in there. I just gotta get it out. Here it is. This is another thing I want to show you guys. You see this? This is a follower, just like on a pistol gun, but this is a follower for a tubular magazine on a shotgun. And this is plastic. You can replace these with aluminum ones or metal ones, and they ain't cheap. They're like 40 bucks. I'm going to get a steel one and replace this plastic one. But for now, it works. Okay, now when you take the foregrip off, see how it's stopping? It's stopping because there's arms in here that are on springs that have to be pushed in to get it the rest of the way out. Now sometimes it goes for you real good, and then sometimes you get a mess to get it out. There it goes. Just got to push it in. In here, there's a bar, and it goes out, and it's on a spring, and that's what stops that from coming out. You just push it in with your finger, and it'll come flying right out. Now make sure you keep this like this, because this is not fastened to anything. This is your bolt and your firing pin assembly. It just comes right on out. Oh yeah. Okay, now just leave it like that. Now when I want to thoroughly clean this, there's no stopping me. I can get everywhere I can. There's no dirt can hide from you when you can take your shotgun apart all the way down like this. So here is the bolt. And I didn't want that to fall off. I'm gonna put it back on there. See, these are spread out a little too far, so it won't sit on there. Here we go. This is the bolt. This is the bolt carrier. That's what I'm calling it. And you really don't need to take this apart. I mean, you can if you want. There's the firing pin inside there. See it? Firing pin. And there's your extractor. If you have to change your extractor, now you can do it. That's it. But you can really get in between everything and clean real good without taking this apart, which is kind of cool. But if you want to take it apart, you can. But I don't. Okay? So there's your bolt, and then this is your bolt carrier. Now remember, these two arms have a certain pattern on there, so you cannot put this on wrong. Like if you forgot the way it went and you tried to spin it around and you didn't know, and you're like, oh, this won't go on. It only goes on one way. That is a beautiful thing. So you know you can't mess up the gun. You can't put anything on backwards or it will not go back together. If your gun's not going back together, obviously you got something wrong. So there's your bolt carrier. And that's it. That's the full disassembly. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn the camera off. I want to go through all the parts because I didn't clean this since the last time we shot it. I remember we went on a test shoot to make sure it was okay after I customized it, and it did very well. The barrel stayed tight. That's the whole thing that I was concerned about, is will the barrel stay tight with this new extended magazine clamp on. This holds the barrel tight to the receiver, and this also helps too. But it passed the test. But that was with light field ammunition, so I'm going to try it next with double-aught buck, something a little heavier. Alright, so I'm going to go through it, turn the camera off, get it all cleaned and lubed up, and then we're going to come back and we're going to put it back together with something. Alright, I got it all lubricated up pretty much the way I like it. Don't over lubricate, just very lightly oil everything, and you're good to go. Okay, I like this Wally's Original Rapid Lube. This is good stuff. You only need a little of it. It goes a long. It's like ballast oil. It goes a long way. Okay. Now remember what I said. The notches in these arms are a certain pattern, so you cannot put this bolt carrier on wrong. See, it just stays right in there. Sometimes it's tricky to get this on. Sometimes, for me, all the time, everything's tricky for me. It's, that's the way it is. Okay, it's all lining up nice. Now what I'll do is, this is going to be funny, is put this on first, sits in there like that, and put my my bolt carrier on next. I'm almost putting it on backwards, because I'm the man, right? Okay, that's it. Now all I'm going to do is bring this in, and then squeeze underneath. This is the tricky part. It can be tricky sometimes. Okay, got it. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, now that should go right on in. Just like that. And just give it a little test. Not hard, just go back and forth, make sure it doesn't fall out. And we're good. Alright, just put that right about there. Now, what we're going to do is put this at half mass like that, put the barrel on. And the barrel has a ring. The ring goes over the magazine tube. Okay? Okay. Now, of course, before we put the magazine tube in, we're going to put the follower in with the solid side facing the receiver. Okay. And put the spring in. Feel the follower on this side, make sure it's nice, flat, and flush. And what I'm going to try to do, usually I stand the gun up, but I'm going to try to do this so you guys can see what I'm doing. Make sure your barrel's in tight with the receiver, and then you get your extended magazine tube, that on there, slowly screw it on. Now I'll get as tight as I can, and what I do is don't over tighten, but what I do is I will use this this leather strap, and I just give it like not even a quarter of a turn, just a little just a turn. That's all. Just for my own satisfaction. Alright. Okay, put this forward. And then we'll put the magazine clamp back on. Now Jim was getting OCD because I didn't have this just centered. Jimmy, look, I'm going to put this just right, buddy. I know you're watching. I'm going to put it just in between these two bridges. Make it perfect. Alright. You guys want to get yourself gunsmithing screwdrivers, make life a lot easier. Wheeler makes a good one. And Brownells is probably the best gunsmithing stuff supplier is ever. I mean, they have it all. The prices are pretty good. Their shipping is, it's not the fastest, but it's not bad. Okay, now for me, the hard part. I always have a hard time with this friggin' trigger. Okay, this trigger group. So I got a big hole, a little hole. Big pin, little pin. Okay, pretty easy, right? Sometimes. Now there's a pin in here. Sometimes it moves this way and that way, and if it's too much to either side, it won't fit in here. So you got to try to make sure it's centered. All right. See if this bad boy will go in for us. Sometimes it gives us a hard time. Sometimes it just slides right in there. I don't get it. Here it goes. Told you. It's a bitch. I don't know why it's like that, but it is. But like I said, this gun hasn't been taken apart. I don't think it's ever been taken apart. I really don't think it has. Okay, let's get that here. Let's give it a little tap, see if it finds its way. Okay, we've got the big pin. They're symmetrical, so it doesn't matter which way they go in. And I'm going to use my mallet in case I have to hit it down to the surface. Ah, got it. Okay, little things in the way. Okay. It's all good. Check your pins, make sure they're center. Got your two pins here. Check both sides, make sure they're not going in further on one side than the other. Take your check your slide release button, which is here. Make sure you can't push it in. Yes, I can. No, I can't. Yes, I can. No, I can't. If I pull the trigger, it should be yes, I can. Take the safety off. Yes, I can. Okay, good. Let's check the trigger reset. So I'll hold the trigger in all the way before I pump it. Hold the trigger to the rear of the trigger guard tight. Pump it. Listen for the click. Clicked. Pull the trigger. It should click again. Good. Check the safety. Safety on. Trigger's working. That's the best I can do, guys. Hope this video helped you out. I know a lot of you guys are going to buy a Remington 870. A lot of people do. You're not going to stay, are you either, you prick. And it's kind of a rough video, but function test worked. Everything's good. Thanks for watching.